old sport.
Thrilling.
I figured we'd go into New York later and have lunch.
Oh, anything. I'm all yours today.
Can I ask you a question, old sport?
Anything.
What's your opinion of me?
Oh, well, we just met. I mean,
No, be frank, old sport.
to be honest, I've heard some crazy rumors about you.
Well, I'm going to tell you something about my life. I don't want you to get the wrong idea from all these stories you hear. This is the truth and the God's honest truth. I'm the son of some wealthy people from the Middle West, all dead. I was raised here in America, but educated at Oxford because all my family have gone there before. It's a family tradition.
I see. What part of the Midwest?
San Francisco. Now you see, my family all died and I came onto a great deal of money. After that, I lived like a young Raja in all the capitals of Europe. Paris, Venice, Rome, thank you. Collecting jewels, chiefly rubies. Hunting big game, painting a little. Things for myself, really. And trying to forget something very sad that happened to me in the past. Well, then came the war, old sport. It was a relief, and I tried very hard to die, but I seemed to bear an enchanted life. I accepted a commission as first lieutenant when it began. The Aragon Forest, you were there.
Right by St. Mihiel's Canal.
Yeah, this was right near Sully. I took 2 machine gun detachments so far forward that there was a half-mile gap on either side of us where the infantry couldn't even advance. We stayed there for 2 days and 2 nights. 130 men with 16 Lewis guns. And by the time the infantry finally got up, they found the insignia of 3 German divisions among the piles of the dead. I was promoted to be a major, and every Allied government gave me a decoration. Even Montenegro. Yeah, with little Montenegro down the Adriatic Sea. Here. This is the one from Montenegro. Read what it says.
Orderi di Donil, Montenegro, Nicholas Rex.
Turn it over.
Major J. Gatsby for
Valor extraordinary. That's right. Here's another souvenir I always carry. This is from the Oxford days. That was taken in Trinity Quad. The man on my left is now the Earl of Doncaster.
Then it's all true.
Why, of course.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean it like that.
No, it's all right, old sport.
Why are you telling me all this?
I'm going to make a big request out of you today. So I figured you ought to know something about me. I don't want you to just think I'm some nobody.
You planned all this?
I knew I could trust you. You see, I usually find myself drifting here to there, trying to forget that sad thing that happened to me. But you'll hear about it all this afternoon.
I see. At lunch?
Yes, but you won't be having lunch with me. You'll be having lunch with Miss Baker.
Are you trying to say you're in love with Miss Baker?
Oh, no, sport, not at all. But Miss Baker has kindly consented to speak to you on this matter.
I see. But I still don't understand. Why don't you just tell me yourself?
Well, it's a delicate matter, and I'd rather not tell you.
Tom, hello. What are you doing here?
I come here to eat all the time. Where the hell have you been? Daisy's furious you haven't called up.
Oh, Tom, this is Mr. Gatsby. Mr. Gatsby, Mr. Buchanan.
Sir? So how'd you manage to come this far uptown to eat?
Oh, well, I'm having lunch with Mr. Gatsby. And Miss Baker.
You behave yourself up there. Listen, I'll be up at the apartment later. How about just stop by and have a drink with us? You'll excuse me, sir. I have friends with me. Nice to meet you.
He's married to my cousin Daisy. They live across the sound from me.
Yes. But look, I hope I haven't upset you with this whole business with you, Miss Baker.
No, it's really quite fun. Oh, we're doing it. It's quite fun. I just don't like secrets, that's all.
Oh, it's nothing on your hand. You don't make much money, do you?
No. Not yet, at least.
I figured. I'd feel part of you. I happen to carry out a little business on the side, sort of a sideline, so to speak. And I figured you don't make very much money.
Hello, boys.
Oh, Miss Baker!
Hello, Jordan.
Nick, Jay, did I interrupt something?
Oh, no, please. Sit down. Thank you, Miss Baker. Thank you both. Well, enjoy your lunch.
Is he always like that?
He knows what he wants.
Well, it's very nice to see you, even under these mysterious circumstances.
Not that mysterious. Not really.
What's going on?
You know Daisy and I grew up together.
She told me.
Daisy Faye, most popular girl in Louisville. She dressed all in white, had a little white roadster, and all day long called dragging her house.
If you boys behave yourselves, I'll give each of you exactly 1 hour.
And young officers from Camp Taylor demanded the privilege of monopolizing their nights. Well, one night, I'm walking by her house. This was 1917, and she was dancing on the porch with a man that I'd never seen before. They were so engrossed in each other that they didn't even see me. And she was looking at her in a way that every young girl wants to be looked at. And since it seemed so romantic to me, I've remembered it all these years. His name is Jay. Jay Gatsby.
Gatsby.
Lieutenant Gatsby.
They became inseparable. Promises were made, and then he left for the war. I'm not sure what happened after that, but she changed. Became distraught and withdrawn. Something to do with her family, but when the war was over, she just suddenly up and married Tom Buchanan in Chicago. He arrived with an entourage in more pomp and circumstance than Louisville had ever seen before. The day before the wedding, he gave her a string of pearls, valued at over $350,000. I was a bridesmaid. Half an hour before the wedding, I went into her room and found her lying on her bed as beautiful as the June night in her white dress,
Graduate enjoy.
and as drunk as a monkey.
Never had a drink before, but oh how I do enjoy it.
She had a drink in one hand and a letter in the other. I was scared, I can tell you. I'd never seen a woman like that before.
Here, dearie. Take them back to who they belong to. Tell them Daisy's gone and changed her mind. Tell them Daisy's changed her mind.
I locked the door and got her into a cold bath.
The dearest part of all, I tell you. The dearest part of all.
She wouldn't let go of that letter. She crumbled it into a wet ball and only let me put it in the soap dish when she realized that it was coming to pieces, like snow. I gave her spirits of ammonia, put ice on her head, put the pearls back around her neck, and half an hour later, we walked out of that room, the incident over.
What was in the letter?
It was from him.
Gatsby.
He was coming home from the war to marry her.
But why did she marry
She
him?
heard the name Gatsby for the first time in years the other night. Do you remember?
What a strange coincidence this is.
But it isn't a coincidence at all. Don't you see? Gatsby bought that house right across the bay from Daisy.
Really?
He wants to know if you'll invite him over and let her come too.
So you're trying to tell me that he's waited 5 years, even bought a mansion, just so he could come over to a stranger's cottage one afternoon to have a liaison?
All this time he's half expected Daisy to wander into one of his parties, but she never has. That's the only reason why he keeps giving them. He wants her to see everything he's created for her.
Incredible.
So will you do it?
Does she want to see him?
You're supposed to invite her over. Alone, of course.
Well, listen, I don't know if I really feel comfortable.
Daisy ought to have something in her life, don't you think?
What about you? What if I asked you to see? Would you come?